Hello and welcome. My name is Angie. This is my pregnancy journey series. We are headed to part 2. But before we get there, I want to tackle some questions which were brought up by you guys concerning my part 1. And actually, if you haven't watched my part 1, head to my channel, iko hapo, watch so that you can catch up with us. In my part 1, I talked about knowing about the pregnancy and getting to accept it, how I had to deal with hormonal changes. It was a pregnancy during pandemic, you can imagine that. I also talked about how I managed to start up a business so that we can be able to, save up for the baby. I also talked about hubby telling his parents and much more. So head there, watch. It's an amazing video so that you can catch up with part 2. Okay, there are some questions which concerned me and hubby, so I want him to come and get to expound them and make you understand it better. So put your hands together for my one and only lovely husband. He'll come and introduce himself and say his name, so I'm not gonna do that for him. So yeah, enjoy.
Thank you, Angie, for having me here. My name is Aleki Makeki, aka Makeki Sounds Entertainment. The reason as to why I'm here, it's because I'm part of the journey, I'm part of the series, and there are some questions that you guys asked that I felt I'm involved and I could help in answering them.
So now, let me respond to these questions that you guys brought up. So someone asks, which symptoms did you have while pregnant? Well, I think this person alitry kumanisha which symptoms did I have which made me feel I realized that I'm pregnant, right? So okay, first thing, I started having cramps. Unaona kama hizo cramps za periods. I started having those cramps and I knew haikuwa time ya periods zangu, so that's how I got to know that I might be pregnant. Okay, and then I used to sleep a lot. Me, I'm not a sleepy person. I always wake up early, sleep late, but during the day you'll find me sleeping, feeling sleepy. And the other one was headaches. So okay, Google. So I started Googling, and that's how I actually started, thinking that, oh yeah, maybe I might be pregnant. Is it true that you can know the gender of the baby while you're pregnant? About that one, there are some myths. We say maybe if your skin breaks out, you're pregnant with a girl, because the baby girl tries to take away your beauty. And if it's a baby boy, your skin becomes flawless, or I don't know. Me, I didn't know the gender of the baby. Well, until I did the test. When did you know the gender of the baby? I got to know the gender of the baby during the second trimester. This is after we've done the scan. That's how I got to know the gender of the baby. It was that simple. How did you meet with your baby daddy? This is a story, it's a whole story, but maybe you can just touch it a little bit. I met my husband at our friend's shop. We had a common friend, so we met there in that shop. Anyway, concerning our love story and all that, I think we'll do another whole video on its own so that you guys get to know it better. Did you tell any of your friends? Actually, no. I didn't tell my friends. Actually, my best friend, I told her that I'm pregnant on my 8th month. When I'm 8 months pregnant, that's when I got to tell my best friend. What was your parents' reaction? History reaction ya my parents iko kwa part 2. So you'll get to know how my parents reacted kwa part 2. So stay tuned for that. When did you start shopping for the baby? Can I remember? Yeah, I think I can. I went for shopping with my mom-in-law, towards the end. That was maybe nilikuwa nimebakisha almost 2 months kujifungua, right? So yeah, that's when I went for the shopping. Cause first sikuwa nataka kwanza kufanya shopping mapema because I wanted to know the gender of the baby first okay? And then it was during the pandemic also, so I couldn't go shopping, go Gikomba and all that. So nilikuwa nangoja nione kama corona itaisha, but it didn't, so we just had to shop kwa zile shops zenye tungeza kuget. The next question, what was your cravings? This is funny. Wait for it. I was craving for ugali and chips. Chips ikuwe ndio mboga, then ugali. Then ugali, that's what I wanted. Then me normally I hate matumbo. But guess what? I was craving for matumbo during my pregnancy. That's something I didn't believe. And actually since nijifungua, I've never had matumbo anymore. But I was craving for matumbo, yeah, chips and ugali. Then passion juice. What else was I craving for? I think that was it. Yeah. Which hospital did you go to? We booked a hospital. It was St. John. That's where we had booked to receive our bundle of joy. Did anyone talk negatively about your pregnancy? This one I don't know. If there was someone talking negatively about my pregnancy, I didn't get to know because mimi hawakuniambia. So I don't know if anyone talked negatively about my pregnancy. Does anyone abstain from sex while pregnant? This is a no. Someone, you don't have to abstain from sex while you're pregnant. When did you decide to move in with your husband? I moved in with my hubby way before I got pregnant. Okay, I did certainly move in after to find out that we're expecting a child. I had already moved in. We had already started living together and building life for ourselves. And then God decided to bless us.
After the pregnancy, it was the only decision that was made. It was only pushing on, like tungangane tu na life.
Mtoto alitoka na kilo ngapi? So my baby was weighing 3.6 kg. It was a big baby. It was really a big baby, 3.6. Did you give birth normally or through CS? I thank God because I gave birth normally. I didn't have any complications. Though labor pains zilinifanya nifike hapo. I was begging the doctor to do the CS for me because ilifika mali nikaanza kufeel like I can't hold it. I can't continue dealing with the pain anymore. But I thank God I managed to give birth through normal process. It's a blessing, trust me. Did you ever regret being pregnant? Well, no. I never had any regrets about being pregnant because remember I told you uko kwa part 1 and that's why I'm insisting you go and watch that video so that you can catch up with what I'm saying. Remember kwa part 1 I had said that I've always wished that God blesses me with a child before I turn 23. So for me it was a fulfillment and I was so grateful to God. So I never had any regrets.
I have never ever regretted even 1 second because she is our wife material. She knows how to take good care of our son and as the house at whole. So I have never regretted, no matter what. So the other question is, which gender were we expecting? It became a coincidence that we both wanted a boy child as our firstborn.
And this is something we actually used to talk about even before tupate mtoto ama even before we got pregnant. We were always saying that we want our firstborn baby to be a baby boy.
And God gave us our wish.
Which things did you have to avoid doing while you're pregnant? I think this guy was trying to maybe talk about house chores, I don't know, activities to avoid during pregnancy. So basically, it's you just have to make sure that you're securing your tummy, and whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to harm the baby. Okay, so that includes I didn't have to lift everything. Bend a lot, doing difficult chores. Hizo ndo really have to avoid. What else? kupanda juu ama just being on top of things because you might fall. What else? Basically just be safe. That's what I can say. Would you want to have other kids? Well, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Of course, if God blesses us with other kids, I wouldn't say no. Ever thought of having an abortion? No. It has never crossed my mind. I've never even sijaiacha hiyo thought ikaribia akili yangu because I love babies and kids are blessings. They are blessings from God, and someone out there is wishing for a baby, so sijawahi fikiria ku have an abortion. Is it expensive bringing up a kid? Well, wanasemanga mtoto anakujanga na sahani yake, but hiyo sahani ndio utaweka chakula. So you have to work hard. Ndio mtoto apate pampers, ndio mtoto akuwe na life poa. It depends with the kind of life you want to give your child. Kama unataka ikuwe cheap, mtoto wako aishi, I don't know how. That's up to you. But if you want your baby to have a good life, it's expensive, it's not cheap, but God provides. Yeah. Just have to have faith. God provides. As long as you're working hard, God will bless the work of your hands and your kids will never miss, will never lack anything. Ever had an argument with your husband while pregnant? We had arguments.
Many arguments.
Let me tell you something. When you're pregnant, your hormones are all over. Unaweza amka today you're happy, the next minute you're mad for no good reason, okay? And you just bring up issues.
They have some issues, small issues, but it's not them, it's what they are carrying. So you ought to understand them.
Nilikuwa so emotional while pregnant. So most times I was crying, especially during the first trimester. Atafanya tu kitu nione inanibo, and then we start crying and be like, why do you treat me like this? Why don't you care about me? Like, I am pregnant, why are you doing this to me? It was crazy. But I thank God my hubby understood me and understood what was happening to me, and he was always there, to make me feel better.
I thank God I had the ability to control the situations.
Did you have any complications while pregnant? No, I didn't have any complications. Actually, from the first day to the last day, sikuwa na any complications. The only issue was there ilikuwa mtoto akiwa kwa tumbo, the umbilical cord ilikuwa imepita kwa shingo yake mara moja. Inaweza jiroll mara mbili ama tatu, which is so dangerous. So the doctor advised me that they have to induce me nizae on hiyo due date, cause tunaweza endelea kukaa sana, then cause mtoto akiwa kwa tumbo anachezanga na hiyo cord, ninaweza roll mara mbili. That meaning itamnyonga. So the doctor told us I have to be induced, mtoto atoke before your cord iende roll tena kwa shingo. So that was the only issue. Otherwise, mi sikuwa na any other complications. My pregnancy was smooth, which I really thank God about it. Were you scared of labor pains? Yeah, I wouldn't lie. They are scary. Those stories are scary. Because it's my first pregnancy, it's my first baby. Everything is new to me. You'll hear stories about what wenye wamezaa, maybe your friends or family members telling you how painful labor pains are. It's scary. I won't lie to you, but you just ask for grace because you huwezi avoid. So yeah, I was scared. How did you manage to look so great while pregnant? I think huyu ni mtu alikuwa anani-observe. One thing about my pregnancy, I really wanted to be clean and everything around me to be clean. Sikuwa nataka kuona hata kama ni kijiko moja chafu kwa sink. Sikuwa nataka. Nilikuwa naoga mara 3 per day. Trust me. 3 times. I wake up, shower. In the afternoon, shower. Before I go to sleep, shower. So I just wanted to feel clean and comfortable. So yeah, that's how I managed to look great. Which trimester was the hardest? For this one, I would say the first and the last. The first is because it's new to you. Everything is new to you. You're going through all these changes, your body is changing, your hormones are all over, you're being irritated by smells, you don't want some foods, you're just there, like you're just there accepting everything, and you don't any uko tu hapo. So it was hard for me. The second one equal hard, I won't lie, but not the last one was hard because one thing, the tummy is grown, so it's heavy, okay, unachoka huku, and then the back. The other reason, it's because my legs wazilianza kufura, they are swollen. I couldn't fit on any shoes, I was always on slippers, and then I started nose bleeding during my last trimester. I don't know why, but I started nose bleeding and just dealing with nosebleeds, headaches, backaches, swollen swollen legs, swollen legs, and yeah. And then you're also being pressured because now unajua unakaribia, hiyo siku inakaribia, so you don't know what to expect, you don't know what's gonna come up, you're just there, praying and just hoping that everything goes well. So yeah, my first and the last trimester was the hardest. Did you do any house chores while pregnant? Well, yeah, I used to do the ones that I can. Sikuwa nafua though, cause siezi inama. But cleaning the house, cleaning the dishes. I love cooking, so I always cooked. The next thing, the other thing that I used to do, I think basically that. But zile house chores zenye unaweza handle, zenye ningeweza handle, zenye singeweza kama kufua, to used to call mama kufua. The other things like lifting things, my hubby used to do that for me. Kama ni clean chini ya beds, chini ya seats, yeah, I used to clean that for me. Me, I could clean ile service nye naweza fikia to avoid applying pressure on my extremely big tummy. Anyone you hated during pregnancy? Okay, people tend to say, there's this myth that says that when you're pregnant, kuna ule mtu fulani una tend to hate. Me, I didn't have that. I won't lie. There's no one at I felt at I don't want to be close to this person. I don't want to see this guy. I didn't have that. Me, I impressed people. I loved people. And I was happy throughout. Second last question. How much was the hospital bill? Do I have to tell you this? Okay, let me say the hospital bill depends with the kind of hospital that you're choosing. Kuna hospital cheap, kuna yenye ni a little bit cheap, then kuna zenye ni expensive. So that depends on your choice. The bill will depend on the type of hospital that you've chosen, okay? So I won't tell you the figures that will spend. Now the last question, how long were you admitted in the hospital? So nilikaa OC for 3 days. Reason being, I gave birth through normal. I didn't have complication. Mtu kaa OC sana kama umeza through CS, but mine was normal, so there was no reason of them keeping me there. So that was just 3 days. And that's it, guys. Okay, I hope nimeanswer in the best way that you guys can understand. So yeah, now to the next video, which is part 2 of my pregnancy journey.
Let me take this opportunity to thank the gang for Angie Foodies. Let's stay tuned for part 2, and thank you for watching part 1 and asking the questions. If you feel you want to ask me any other questions as the husband or as the father of the child, feel free, feel open, ask anything, comment on the comment section, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe on Angie Foodies channel. Thank you, guys.